me down slow. They seem gone a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're probably wondering why we're all camped right in front of that gate over there. Well, we're in Northern California right now. We drove about 10 hours south. When I say we, I mean Veeble and Dave and I. We're all from the similar area near like Portland area in Oregon. We're actually heading out to Death Valley for my Patreon meetup. The total drive to Death Valley from my home is about 15 hours, so I wanted to cover most of the ground last night so that we wouldn't have too much of a drive this morning. The rendezvous time is at 1:30 p.m. The campsite I found on the map, it seemed like it was a good campground on the way right by the lake, but there was no indication that there was going to be a closed gate. So when we got here last night, it was around like 9:30. We decided to just park our cars and not try to drive around any more further, just stay put where we are so we can at least just get some rest and some sleep and set up our camp right there. But for the time being, we're just gonna pack down and get ready to head out. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Trying to get me out of the mud. We're trying to get me out of the
Mount Whitney, dead ahead.
You have arrived.
Two that can fit about 4 rigs. That's part of this whole area too.
All right, everyone. So first campsite. You can see we are in such a beautiful spot out here not too far from Alabama Hills. So we met up with the rest of the crew, and as you can see, we had just enough space over here for 13 rigs. So it is Friday, the first night we're all hanging out, and we are gonna do a potluck. It kind of sounds like it's gonna be themed around Korean barbecue, just because so many of my Patreon members and friends love Korean barbecue, so that's what they brought. So the plan is to have some of that, catch up, get to know each other. So my Patreon member meetups, I try to keep them relatively small, and I do RSVP within my Patreon group, and that's just because for a couple of reasons. One, when I film, I want to be able to capture all of the vehicles in my group runs, unless if they don't want to be filmed. So it's a lot easier to have fewer vehicles in that. And second, I find that for me, it's easier to have a smaller group so I can be able to spend more time catching up and talking to each person. With too many people, I find that it's just not enough time talking and getting to know the person. But aside from that, tomorrow we're actually gonna do a run. We're gonna go into Death Valley. Right now where we're at, it's outside of Death Valley National Park, but we're gonna go into Death Valley, look around a little bit, head head back out and camp in BLM land somewhere around here. But so far, I'm loving the environment. It's very beautiful, and there are some great people out here. So you all know Danielle if you haven't seen some of my older videos. If you've seen Danielle and Shear's rig, they have a 4Runner, but they recently acquired a Bronco. This is, I call it the Troublemobile because they already started the day, they start the night early basically. Good to see you again.
For sure. Absolutely.
It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely, brother.
Would you want to share some of what's going on over here?
So the whole thing was we were supposed to get another fuel efficient vehicle, but that lady Shear works hard, plays hard, so I had to let her do her thing. She chose a Bronco. We already have sleeping quarters with the iCamper, thanks for the introduction, Ed. But now we have the Bronco bar, so we don't need sleeping quarters. So yeah, we got our fridge, we got the lights of adult beverages, and also coffee beverages, so it's coffee bar.
Yep.
When the sun goes down though, it becomes a Bronco bar. So that's kind of what's going on here.
How do you like the Bronco so far?
You know what? She treats the 4Runner like a stepchild. It's disrespectful, but the Bronco is actually legit. The technology on it, equipped with the capabilities, is like it's a solid situation. So we can park that guy, then go trail with the Bronco. It's highly capable, and we're gonna push it to its limits as usual to see what it has to give us.
You've been in the 4Runner for a while.
Yes,
Now you have this Bronco. So the Bronco is kind of yours, right?
it is.
So what do you think about it? Is it your new favorite rig compared to the 4Runner?
I can't lie, it's fun. Out of the box, ready to go, good time. As an inexperienced off-roader, it makes you feel comfortable. I would say it's hard to say because it is a Ford. Let's not forget that it's a Ford.
It is a Ford, yeah. I have a Jeep, I know. It has issues.
Yeah. So, you know, the Toyota will forever be the favorite, but I do enjoy driving the Bronco.
What she's saying is this thing's so easy this kid can drive it. That's
Yeah.
really what
This
she's
guy
saying.
can drive
This is their kid Kai.
What's up, man?
Say
Say
hello.
hi, say hi. The cool thing is they brought both rigs out. Clearly, as you can see, the 4Runner is the overland, shelter, camping, all around vehicle. And this is just to get people drunk. No, not drunk. Just
a good time.
Just a good time. It's a good time.
A break
ride.
from reality
store
is
runner.
what we like to call it. The
Yeah.
break from reality.
Yeah.
The Bronco bar. So if you hashtag it, this is the OG Bronco
Yeah.
bar right
Bronco
here.
bar.
Yep, and we're gonna take both rigs out of both rigs out on the trail tomorrow. So you'll see how they perform, and you know, I feel like they'll both be just as capable as ever. So yeah, thank you, Danielle and Shear, for sharing your vehicles with us.
Absolutely,
Good to
brother.
see you again.
Good to see you too.
Video or photo?
This is video, buddy.
Oh, dude, I'm posing for a video, man.
What are you making right here?
So I got some chicken thighs with a mustard binder, barbecue rub, and I got these chicken wings on a 4-hour brine and the same barbecue rub. So this is gonna have flavor down to the bone.
Holy
All right,
cow.
in theory.
That sounds so
Let's try
good.
it out. It's the first time I grill them on the flat top. Normally I bake them or fry them, so we'll see how it come out.
And do you usually collect this when you go camping?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always bring a little kit. I have my ingredients pre-sorted, pre-staged, and I just make it easy. At camp, I'm sprinkling and like the mad scientist, you know, for the
Right
kitchen.
on. Is it yummy? Is it yummy?
Victor came over looking for kimchi.
Everyone's
Hey Mike, where's the kimchi, bro?
it's right there, man.
Sweet pork and chicken. You know, it's marinated, it's beautiful. I mean, this is why Filipinos have heart disease.
Michael scouted out a campsite for us to stay in the BLM land just outside of the Death Valley National Park. And on the way, he showed us a cabin he came across during his exploration. Appropriately named Boxcar Cabin, it is a 2-room cabin that used to be a train boxcar used by miners sometime in the 1930s to the 1960s. This cabin used to be maintained by volunteers in BLM's Adopt a Cabin program, and although the program is no longer active, there are still volunteers who help and try to keep it in habitable shape. This cabin is available for shelter use on a first-come, first-served basis, and should you decide to utilize this amenity, please try to keep the place clean and leave it better than you found it. But it does look as though the cabin has seen much better days. Alright everyone, so we made it to camp, and this is on BLM land right outside of Death Valley National Park. As you can see, it's beautiful right now. I think the temps are pretty manageable, maybe in the 70s or 60s. The sun is about to set in a little bit. Everyone is situated, and this campground over here has plenty of space for all of us. So this is our last night from us in the Pacific Northwest. So V-Bull and myself and Dave, we're gonna head out tomorrow morning, probably pretty early, and we're gonna try to do a straight shot drive about 15 hours in one day on Sunday. We all have some obligations on Monday morning, so we would like to get home Sunday night if possible. So that is the plan for tomorrow. And eventually on the line, I am going to share some news with you all, but the Patreon meetups will continue to happen. And this is a Patreon meetup in Southern California area because I wanted to meet with all of my supporters down this side of the country. Of course, more Pacific Northwest meetups are going to come up, and I will make announcements and post announcements to that on the Patreon website as well. But aside from that, we're going to chill a little bit more and catch up with you guys later. We made it to camp,
Yes.
survived the day, and this is a pretty cool site.
Yeah, I hadn't been here before. This is my first time. I scouted it out earlier this morning when I left the boxcar site, and came over here. Just thought, hey, it's not that far away. I'll go check it out, and thought it was really every bit as good as a boxcar, if not better. Interesting things that are around the site. So yeah, I've just had a great time. It's been a great trip, and the Patreon group you have here is just amazing. Great group of people.
I thank you so much, man. Without you, this trip would have been very different. You showed us a lot of cool spots on this trail.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mike.
Yeah, you bet,
You
man.
are a good friend.
It's been a pleasure.
So I have periodically tossed around the idea of getting an off-road trailer for the Jeep, but I haven't quite made a decision on anything yet. Fortunately, on this trip, someone brought theirs, which I found fascinating. Let's take a look at this one together, and let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments below.
My name is SoCal Turtleback, and here you have my 2014 Toyota 4Runner. This is a Trail Premium. This was actually before the current TRD Off-Road Edition. I love it to death. It's got about 120,000 miles on it now. It's taken me to a lot of really great places. It's been a great experience. Biggest reason I chose the 4Runner platform is really the reliability. You know, being out in the middle of nowhere, that's the last place where I want to run into a mechanical problem. The Toyota platform is well known for reliability, and that's something that's really important to me. The off-road capability as well is legendary. And for that reason, I decided to go with the Toyota 4Runner. This is a family rig. It's designed to carry the entire family and take us to cool places and really make some really memorable experiences together. One of the things that I would really love to have are probably larger tires. 35s would be great, but as a lot of people know, 35s are a little difficult to place on the 4Runner without some modification. I'm not quite at that point yet. These tires are actually factory size tires. It's a 265/70 17. So far I've been pretty happy with it, but larger tires would be nice. So this is a 2022 Turtleback Expedition trailer, and I've owned it now for a year. This is actually my second Turtleback. Before this I had a Turtleback Getaway, and I really loved that platform, and we found ourselves going out a lot. We just wanted to carry a little bit more for cargo and for water, and we decided to sell that one and get the Expedition, and it's really been a great experience for us. It gives us the ability to carry a lot more when we go out. So when you have a family to take out on the road, it really means a lot to have that kind of flexibility. The Turtleback Expedition has 2 cargo lockers on the side, and this is actually the main control center. As you can see, it's a little messy. We've been bouncing around on the trail all day, but I keep some storage containers down on the bottom, and this is the actual control center here. This controls the electricity, it controls the water heater, and also the inverter. And it also tells me how much electricity I have left in the 2 LifePo batteries that are up front. This is where we keep a lot of the larger items, and this actually goes to the other side. So we keep all of our sleeping bags in here, we keep the solar panels, and there's also MOLLE panels on the side where you can put a lot of accessories. I found that to be very helpful. So on the other side here, the water heater is over here on the right, so it's not quite as big, but I put a lot of the utility stuff back here. We keep our fire pit back here, wheel chocks, and a small projector with a screen in case the kids want to watch a movie out in the middle of the forest. Some people carry fridges inside, but we decided to keep our fridge in the truck. And as you can see, I have a generator, mattress pads, I have a griddle, first aid kit, and just all kinds of random supplies that just wouldn't fit in the 4Runner, but they fit great in here. This is the Darchi Eclipse 270 awning. It's not out right now, but when it's fully deployed, it encloses this entire area, and it has well over 100 square feet of coverage. It's great for the elements, for rain and for sun, and it really is a game changer. And there's a lot of accessories that go on it. I actually have the walls that go on it, and it encloses the entire space, which makes it very livable and very convenient for a family. This is the 23.0 Walkabout 72, and it has the light suppression technology on the inside. It makes it completely pitch black inside, and it's actually a Cal king size bed. It is huge. You can easily fit 2 adults and 2 kids inside of there. So this is the kitchen setup of the Turtleback Expedition. One of the things that is truly amazing about the Turtleback platform is you have a full kitchen. I'm running around 50 gallons of water on this trailer, and as you can see, you have a sink, you have a 2-burner stove, you have 2 tables, and you actually have 2 pull-out drawers for storage. It really is an amazing setup, and it's a game changer because you can cook meals in the middle of nowhere just like you would at home. It's really a great experience to be able to get out of the house and get some fresh air and just get away from the hustle and bustle of the everyday, and this is what allows me to do it.
And if anyone has questions about this build, how can they get a hold of you again?
You can find me at SoCal Turtleback on Instagram.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Victor, Trail Boss Mafia.
What's going on, everyone?
Victor is definitely one of the guys who are out here. We have a lot of laughs, a lot of good time, and a lot of informative discussion. I'll say I learned a lot from Victor this weekend. He also has a channel, actually, and the thing about his channel is like he does pretty crazy stuff on there. He just showed me one of those hikes that he did. So he does similar kind of content, right? So. Yeah. Your channel, do you want to share what kind of stuff you have on there?
Yeah, so the channel originally started as just me documenting my truck and family outings. And as I started getting a following, I started getting into off-roading with my gateway vehicles, a Silverado Trail Boss. You know, you start to learn what you need for certain trails. I came to learn real quick I needed a front locker and a smaller vehicle, because the type of adventures that I'd see on YouTube, for instance, Ed's channel, you know, like he's one of the few channels that really inspired me to go out and go on an adventure and not just destroy my truck. I never done to this vehicle, and this is taking me further. So now I'm documenting more family adventures, or hopefully soon solo camping trips, you know. So in a way, I'm kind of I don't want to say mimicking Ed, but I definitely do get a lot of inspiration from his videos, you know. So it's similar content, but just maybe a little bit of craziness in there too. I've been looking forward to this meet that you set up since the last one that got too, you know. I've been trying to see if I can make it to the further ones. My schedule didn't allow it, but this one, I'm so thankful you set it up. I mean, we were all like family here last night. You could swear that if somebody were to be dropped into our crew last night in the middle of a conversation, or even at Alabama Hills, they'll probably think that we've been going out together for years. The crew we met here at this meet, it's not going to be the last time we hear from each other.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Victor, thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
When the sun rises.